This is the second part of topic E on page 95, object order. So here on this slide I have three individual clip art images. We got a sun, a tree, and a car as well. Now before I talk about how to arrange your objects, your object order, just want to show you a very helpful thing. If I go to my View tab in my Show group, here I have checkboxes for grid lines and guides. First, your guides. These are lines that allow you to accurately position objects on a slide. If I check this off, you can see I get one guide going down the very center vertically, and then I have a line going down the center horizontally. So it gives you a good idea. It divides your slide into 4 quadrants. So, you can see where exactly the center of your slide is if you're trying to place something center. So those are your guides, just the center vertically and center horizontally lines. If I uncheck that, and I know they're very light and hard to see, but they are there. Your grid lines, this actually makes a grid. Again, kind of difficult to see here. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. But they're little dotted lines. Whoops, that's a little too far. So they're dotted grid lines. Again, that can help you with the placement and arrangement of your graphics. So you can use the guides and the grid lines at the same time so you can see where the center is. If you're trying to size 2 different objects to get them, relatively the same, you can use those guides and grid lines for that as well. So it just helps in the placement of your objects. All right, so now to object order. Object order defines how objects that overlap appear on your slides in relation to each other. An object on the front layer will appear fully visible regardless of whether or not it overlaps with other objects. An object on the back layer will be partially or completely hidden behind objects that overlap it. PowerPoint provides several object order commands that you can use to layer objects on your slides. So when your objects aren't touching each other, you can't tell that they are overlapping on the slide, but they actually are. There's many layers depending on how many objects you have inserted. You can see when I bring my sun over my car, now you can tell that these different layers are overlapping. If I bring my tree in as well, that's on top of everything. So the car is actually in the back layer, my sun is in my middle layer, and my tree is in my top layer. Well, what if I wanted my tree in my back layer, my sun in my middle layer, and my car in my top layer? When I have my tree selected, I go to my Picture Tools Format Contextual tab. In my Arrange group, I have 2 options here. I have my Bring Forward drop down. This allows me to bring my currently selected object forward or all the way to the front. Bringing it forward will just bring it forward 1 layer in your slide. If I bring to the front, it's automatically going to bring it to the top layer. And then the drop down underneath that, the Send Backward drop down, I can send it back 1 layer at a time, or I can throw it all the way to the back layer. So if I wanted my tree all the way in the back, I could send that to back. You can see the sun and the car are now on top of the tree in front of those layers. Now if I wanted my sun in between these two, you can see my sun right now is my top layer. I don't want to send it all the way to the back because that will put it behind my tree. I can send that backward 1 layer. Oops. Gotta select my sun first. There we go. Select my sun, send that backward 1 layer, and you can see still in front of my tree, but now it's in back of my car. Okay, if I wanted my tree in the middle, I could bring that forward 1 layer, not to the front, just in front of the sun. Oops, forgot to select my tree. Select your tree, make sure you have the right picture selected. Bring that forward. You can see now that overlaps the sun. So right now the sun is in the back layer, the tree in the middle layer, and the car in my top layer. So just remember, as you have multiple objects on your slide, they are all considered to be on separate layers from each other. So you can use those bring forward and bring backward drop downs to make sure you arrange the layers how you want them to display on your slide.
Your next video will be Activity 4.6 on page 101.